There is a verse in Mandukya Upanishad which goes something like this. It says, there is no dissolution, no birth, none in bondage, none aspiring for wisdom, no seeker of liberation, and none liberated. This is the absolute truth. Manudukya Karika, verse 2.32. What does this mean? Does it mean that there is no point in seeking anything? If there is nobody in bondage, why am I in suffering? Why am I in pain? Why do I seek? And these are potent questions. And this verse goes into the depth. It says that at the core of every reality that is perceived by the individual, there is the absolute truth, which is nothingness, because everything is emanating from that nothingness. Now, you can call that consciousness, you can call that Atman, Brahman, Chaitanyam, Supreme Reality, or whatever name you want to give it. But everything comes from there. So does that mean I stop seeking? Well, not exactly. Because I never started seeking, I cannot even stop seeking. That is also the reality. The verse here is pointing to the absolute, which is the consciousness at rest. The nominal, the nominon, as Ramesh Balsekar called it, where everything is dimensionless, beyond the beingness. So in that, there is no dissolution, no birth, no bondage, no one aspiring for wisdom. Because you see, it is only in the waking state that these questions come up. Who am I? What am I doing here? What is my purpose here? What is the right thing? What is the wrong thing? What is the right action? What is the wrong action? Am I on the right path or not? All these questions arise in the waking state, and they have conditionings of the waking state associated with it. But in deep sleep, there is no conditioning in action. There is no conditioning happening at all. Therefore, there is no mind, because mind is conditioning. So when there is no conditioning, there is no me. And when there is no me, there is no seeker of truth. There is nobody to be liberated. And that is the core message here. That does not mean that you stop seeking. It simply means that it is just pointing you to that reality where there is no seeker and there's nothing to be sought. Because when you conceive of anything, let's say you conceive of a state of shunya, of samadhi, that is also temporary. It's going to come and it's going to go. And Ramana Maharishi said that what comes and goes is not the truth. Truth is simply here and now as this, whatever is arising in this. And in this, there is nobody seeking anything. There is nobody aspiring for wisdom, because there is no me. There is no me, there is no you, there is no other. It's all one, seamless, wholeness, completeness, which is being called here as the absolute reality. So the illusory seeker continues the seeking to end the illusory suffering. But whatever seeking happens is a part of the illusion. And at some point, the illusion drops. The illusion drops because the mind suspends movement. Mind knows that anything that it tries to do to know the truth, to get liberated, is going to be in vain. It's not going to work because the movement of mind itself is ignorance. Therefore, when the mind is still, the mind is actually no mind. And in no mind, there is no seeker. There is no individual seeking anything. So, end of seeking is the end of bondage. Not that the seeking will lead to some objective truth that is going to end the bondage. There is no objective truth. It is all relative. Because your truth will not be other people's truth. The absolute truth is free from ideas, free from concepts, free from dogmas, and nothing needs to be done to arrive at the absolute truth. In fact, the very word absolute is itself, it's not a good word. It is not the absolute in itself. So it's a confusing word actually. So this verse is actually a very powerful verse from Mandukya Upanishad, which points to the reality that nothingness is everything and everything is nothing. Everything is made up of emptiness, and that is what you are. Complete emptiness. I'm not saying you are empty. I'm saying your nature is emptiness. There's a difference. You think that there is a seeking happening over there, but nothing actually is happening because no one is actually in bondage. The illusory me that thinks he or she is in bondage, it does not exist. It is an illusion. So it is a part of this waking dream where we are trying to do things to liberate ourselves. We are trying practices, we are trying meditations, we are trying different forms of yoga, we are trying philosophy, we are trying service, many other things to liberate ourselves. But nobody examines the nature of the subject, the assumed subject, which is me. What is this me? Who am I? Nobody examines the nature of this. So this verse actually points to me in that direction, that who really am I? Who really is here seeking liberation or moksha or nirvana or whatever you want to call it? And the verse clearly says that there is no one here. And it says that this is the absolute truth.